The coalition now lead Labor on primary voting intentions. There is more to this than the voice. The electorate is aware of the cost of living crisis. Ask someone trying to buy a house. Ask someone trying to rent. But the government is deliberately embracing high immigration and record foreign student numbers. So, up go house prices and rent, and if you can't afford either, homelessness. Industrial relations changes are favouring the union movement. Bowen and his idiotic climate change net zero nonsense is driving up energy prices, if indeed enough energy is available. Wind turbines, solar panels, all from China. And China's laughing at us. I've said many times it's government spending that is the biggest factor in the inflation problem. The former RBA board member Warwick McKibben made sense last week after the increase in interest rates on Cup Day when he said, and you've got to take this, he says, to cut inflation, there it is, raise supply through productivity, you can do that, or cut demand through less government spending, or higher taxes, or raise interest rates. Note that point. Very clear. Raise supply through productivity. Well, currently in America, there are Republican primaries taking place, though Donald Trump, sensibly, a mile in front, has not taken part. But there is this 38-year-old Vivek Ramaswamy who is absolutely brilliant. I can't get enough of him. Trump should take this bloke as his running mate. He is a graduate of Harvard University, was born in Cincinnati to Indian Hindu immigrant parents, but they were smart. While at high school, I might add, Ramaswamy was a nationally ranked tennis player. His wife is a medical doctor. He had been an investment partner in a hedge fund and co-founded an investment firm, Strive Asset Management. He's a millionaire. Well, one of the questions to each candidate in the Republican primary was, how could you improve the economic well-being of people in the short term? Listen to this brilliant
As
answer.
a CEO, the economic question is core to my vision and policy prescription for this country. Increase the supply of everything. It's the law of supplies and demand. Increase the supply of energy. That brings down the cost of energy, grows the economy. Drill, frack, burn coal, embrace nuclear. Increase the supply of labor in this country. Stop using our taxpayer money to pay people more to stay at home instead of to go to work. Increase the supply of housing. People don't talk about this one in the Republican Party. The land use restrictions are constricting the supply of housing. That's making housing more expensive for ordinary Americans across this country. So that's the true answer. And I think it takes a CEO in the White House who actually understands this to get this done. Because Americans at home, they know the Bidenomics is a lie. Prices are going up. Interest rates and mortgages to buy your home are going up. But wages have remained flat. That's the hard diagnosis for our economy.
Well, all of that applies to Australia, doesn't it? That bloke's smart, but he says increase the supply. Now, I've mentioned many, many times, the more bananas on the market, the cheaper the bananas. And that, as Ramaswamy has said, reduces costs and reduces inflation. Now, get your head around the fact that the NDIS is projected to cost taxpayers more than $60 billion by 2030. $60 billion. Overseas migration, net, 563,000. This is under the Albanese government. Net, 563,000. That's 100,000 more than the entire population of the ACT, and that's in 1 year. Foreign students, well, student visas in September total 650,000 visas. Let them come into the country to study here. 650,000. 10 years ago, it was 340,000. We've gone mad. I mean, Labor has lost its senses. And then, of course, energy and Bowen. Has Bowen not heard of the World Economic Forum paper released on October 26, which outlines the shelving of several large wind projects in Europe? Now, I've talked about this many times. Again, it is supply. If everyone has gone mad on net zero and they want solar panels and wind turbines, the cost of solar panels and wind turbine goes up. And that's where we are. Then they've got to be shipped here. And remember, Bowen wants 22,500-watt solar panels every day this year and for the next 7 years. You've got to get your head around this. He wants 40 7-megawatt turbines every month this year and for the next 7 years. And then at least 10,000 kilometres of transmission lines. Put simply, Bowen should be sacked. The bloke has gone nuts. Where is the opposition saying this won't work? This next election is winnable on energy alone. The Prime Minister, his party and the government have been brought back to earth. Labor's primary vote is the lowest since the election, and it won't get any better. Where is the opposition with a suite of simple policies to address this government's stupidity?